To forget how to tend the soil is to forget ourselves. These words by Mahatma Gandhi beautifully capture the essence of why we are here today. To honor and understand the soil, the foundation of life. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is both an honor and privilege to welcome you all to this special occasion as we celebrate World Soil Day upcoming on December 5th, 2024. Today, we recognize the profound role of soil in sustaining life and building resilient agricultural systems for our planet. As renowned Franklin D. Roosevelt once said, "The nation that destroys its soil destroys itself." These words remind us the urgent need to protect and nurture our soils for future generations. On this momentous day, it gives me immense pride to introduce our distinguished chief guest, Dr. Vethaiya Balasubramanian, a visionary in field of agronomy and soil science. Dr. Balasubramanian, popularly called Dr. Bala, hails from a farming family in Vizhinjam, Tamil Nadu. A testament to his deep-rooted connection with agriculture, his academic journey, which began at Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, Coimbatore, led him to earn a PhD in agronomy and soil science from the University of Hawaii, USA. Dr. Bala illustrious career spans over 45 years, marked by groundbreaking contributions across India, Africa, and Asia. Dr. Bala, in India, he helped establish the Agriculture College and Research Institute at Madurai. In Africa, he spent 20 years advancing soil fertility management and integrated cropping systems, including agroforestry and planted fallows. In Asia, he revolutionized nitrogen management through the development of leaf color chart, that is LCC, and championed integrated crop management for rice, wheat, and maize. His work with prestigious organizations like the International Rice Research Institute, International Institute for Tropical Agriculture IITA, United States Agricultural Department Agency, USAID, and World Bank has left an indelible mark on global agricultural development. Even today, he continues to inspire as a mentor, consultant, and thought leader, shaping agricultural policies and practices in Asia and Africa. Dr. Bala's journey exemplifies dedication, innovation, and an unwavering commitment to sustainability. His contributions reminds us that soil is not just a medium for crops, but a foundation for life itself. Without further ado, let us warmly welcome Dr. Bala to enlighten us with his insights on World Soil Day.
Before we start, actually what we are interested in, soil is the base for everything, actually. Without soil, there is no life possible on this planet. So many of the ancient civilizations, they perished because of soil degradation. Soil degradation leads to, reduced food production and then famine, and the whole civilization that disappear. So even now, we have not realized how important soil is, how much work we have to do to preserve the soil. Otherwise, we are going to be in trouble. Green Revolution, overall, it has helped avoid famine and produce food much more than the population growth, actually. The problem is that there are certain disadvantages or the drawbacks in the application of technology from Green Revolution, mainly fertilizer use. And soil degradation is very, very high now. You can see, look at Punjab and Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh. They keep rice, wheat, and they are completely exhausted the groundwater. Now all the saline water is coming up, so the soil becomes saline. So in another 20-25 years, it will become a desert. You cannot grow anything at all. That's the kind of condition they are doing. But people don't realize that we have to maintain the soil for the next generation. See, this is our generation. It is a gift to us, and we have to keep it in a good state and then transfer it to the next generation. Otherwise, there is no use. So the next generation will blame us because we destroyed everything. So that is the problem. And also the crop residue burning, you have seen how much pollution is creating, not only in Punjab, Haryana, but in Delhi and other areas. So we have to, when you look at soil health, the main thing is organic matter. If you can manage the organic matter, soil health can be managed. That's the only single ingredient, whatever you talk about. That's the main thing we have to look at it. Let us go one by one and see what we can do. Thank you. Good afternoon to all of you. So let us go through some of the things about soil health. And then, of course, we are all exchanging between us. It's not that I know much better than you or you know better than others. So it's just exchange of ideas we have. So that will be helpful for both of us. I can also learn a lot from my visit to here. So I thank you all for this opportunity. You see, when you look at the soil, it's the most precious resource on earth. And it's a finite resource. We cannot expand it, we cannot produce it. To produce 1 foot of soil, it takes thousands of years from the mountains, and they break into small grains, and it takes so much time to produce the soil. But it's easily lost through soil, water, and wind erosion, water erosion, everything. And also pollution. All the industrial waste are dumped there. Soils are polluted. It cannot be. Like, look at around what you call the textile area. All the coloring materials, everything is dumped into the soil. So they don't realize that they are really destroying the base of our life. So it is a resource. It's very, very fragile. Unless we take care of it, it cannot sustain for long. Soil is the foundation for life on earth. It's the main thing. Nothing else can do. So strong, healthy soils give life to the entire food chain. You start from crops, food production, animals, and then what we eat, both vegetarian, non-vegetarian. Everything starts from there. And it goes into the chain, and then all the residues are returned to the soil. It's a cycle. But we have not completed the cycle together. We have broken the cycle somewhere so that all the waste accumulate one side and the soil is degrading on the other side. We didn't combine the waste, biological waste particularly, so that it can be returned to the soil to maintain it. It's not done so far. And then soil and water, they go together. It is like two sides of the same coin. Without soil or without water, the other cannot exist. So both has to be together. And when you manage soil health means you have to manage water resources also. Even whether it is from rainfall, rainwater harvesting, or anything for that matter, It has to be managed simultaneously, soil and water together. That is why soil water management is very, very critical in that one. And except carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, those are three elements you can get it from air, but all others have to come from the soil. Nowhere else we can get it, so it has to come from the soil. It means we have to be very careful in terms of using those minerals or nutrients and then returning the same thing back to the soil. In olden days, actually, the people, the cultivation was very, very low, and then the population was very low, and then everything was recycled in the village or anywhere. So soil fertility or soil health was maintained. But now all the people live in the cities, and all the villages, they harvest the produce, everything comes to the city. So as a result, all the villages are depleted of nutrients because it doesn't go back. All the waste, our defecations, everything is just digested here, and it's dumped in the thing. So that's the problem in that way. Soil, many people think it's a dirt. You see, when you look at it, they don't even touch it because they think it's really dirty and you cannot look at it. But soil is a very living ecosystem. Like us, it's also a living being. And soil hosts a quarter of planet's biodiversity. A quarter of the biodiversity in the world is hosted by the soil. Soil microorganisms, soil organisms, macroorganisms, vertebrates, everything there. Everything is done there. Soil biome, which consists of, you know all this better than me actually, bacteria, actinomyces, fungi, nematodes, all those organisms in that one. A gram of soil contains billions of bacteria and hundreds of thousands of fungi and other microorganisms. So these are all living in cooperation with each other in a cooperative living. And it's also, if you weigh all the microorganisms and other organisms together, it can come to 11,250 kg per hectare. Now you can imagine how much life is inside the soil, below our feet. So we don't realize that kind of thing at all. When you walk, we don't realize, but it is there. It is the diversity of organisms, which is very, very important. That's what you are helping in the land actually. It is the diversity of organisms and their activity which makes the soil a living entity. Many people understand and appreciate that it's a living entity. That's the problem we have. So this is the different life in the soil actually. Bacteria, actinomyces, fungi, nematodes, all of them live together. The food web is there, along with the plant roots and the root exudates and all other things, organic matter decomposition, everything is recycled within the soil. But the thing is, input, output, if it is equivalent, the soil will be maintained, health will be maintained. But most of the time, we harvest and take away everything so that the soil is getting depleted day by day. Some of them are predators, some of them eat one another, like this evolution. So everything is together there. It is a soil food web. The soil health definition, we have been talking with the many terms. How do you describe the soil's productivity? We started with this soil fertility in the beginning. Soil fertility mainly means the ability of the soil to supply nutrients for crop growth, crop quality and yield. Those are the things. That's a very narrow definition of nutrient supplying capacity of soil. Then we got soil productivity. Soil productivity normally indicates that how the soil's capacity to produce yields. The better the higher the fertility, what you call the productivity of soil means higher the yield in the crop. So it is called soil productivity. Again, it's a narrow definition. Of late, then we came to soil quality or soil health. These are the two terms now we are dealing with, and they can be interchangeably used. Soil health, quality and soil health. Soil health is defined as the continued capacity of soil. It's not a 1 year, 2 years, continuously it has to have the capacity to function as a vital living ecosystem, because it's also a living ecosystem that sustains plants, animals, humans, and other things also. Okay, that's the definition of soil health. It also refers to the physical, chemical, biological features of soil that are essential for long-term sustainable farming, and it's a minimal impact on the environment. We can farm intensive agriculture like green revolution I told. It is very good. It produces enough food for the people, but it didn't take care of the soil. So that is the problem with that one. It has to be sustainable. Whatever we do, it has to be sustainable. Otherwise, it cannot last long. And also, it has to have the minimum impact. Intensive agriculture should have minimum impact on the environment. Because if you spoil the environment, then even the farming cannot exist along with other things. This is going to be difficult. Okay. What are the specific soil properties that can define soil? Soil health cannot be measured directly. Yeah, there's no measurement, there's any instrument which can measure soil health. It can be inferred from certain specific soil properties, physical properties like good soil aggregation, soil structure, which is very important for us. And then adequate soil depth. We have to have enough soil depth so that you can grow crops, especially horticultural crops and trees and other things. We need large depth. So that's another definition of it. And then soil moisture holding capacity and optimum drainage. There are soils which cannot drain well, then you cannot use it. So those are the three major physical factors that contribute to the soil health. And then chemical factors, as I told you, organic matter is number one. Soil health means organic matter should be there. That's one. Optimum pH, the soil reaction. EC, electrical conductivity, which is the salt level. And then CEC, cation exchange capacity. Adequate and balanced nutrient supply. Nutrients can be there, but it's only one or two nutrients are supplied, others are deficient. Again, it's not. So it should be balanced and should be adequate amounts on that one. In addition to that, we should not have toxic elements in the soil, so that can spoil again. So those are the conditions and the chemical nature of soil, chemical properties that will contribute to the soil health. Biological, you know already, you know better than me, an active and diverse soil micropopulation, micro and macroorganisms that constitutes the biological study. For a long time, we didn't pay much attention to the microbiology. Soil microbiology or human microbiology, they have done it. But soil microbiology, we have not paid attention. Only of late, we are paying a lot of attention because that is the main thing which is going to determine the future health of soils in the future. That's very important. If you take it, what are the indicators, measurable indicators that we can use to determine soil health? If you take physical, you can measure texture, aggregation and structure, porosity, depth you can measure again, infiltration rate, bulk density, and water holding capacity. These are some of the parameters you can measure in terms of physical. Chemical, as I told you, pH, EC, CEC, base saturation, soil nutrient supply, and toxic levels of toxic elements. These are some of the things. Biological, microbiological biomass, organic matter content, total carbon and nitrogen, potentially mineralizable nitrogen, and soil respiration. These are some of the factors that can contribute soil health. By measuring all the different things, then you can determine what is the health of the soil. Is it good or medium or bad or low, whatever way you want to decide. How do we sustain the soil health or preserve the soil health is very important. Organic matter is the number one factor, is the key for soil health. We have to add enough organic matter to the soil, crop residues, but most of them are burning the crop residues. Even in the cities, you can see they collect all the residues or the waste from the houses, they burn in each front of the houses. It means we are wasting all the organic matter. We are not able to, each house, if they can have what you call home compost and then produce the manure, it can be used in the garden or somewhere else. So something has to be done that way. Burning is no, that's not at all. So producing compost, cover crop, and so many ways we can add organic matter to the soil. Mulching, whether it is living mulch or the dead mulch, it can conserve soil moisture, reduce high temperature impacts because a lot of heat waves are coming in with the climate change. So all the soils, they cannot tolerate, the crops cannot stand that kind of thing. With the mulching, we can reduce the impact on that one. Like, you know, we use white paint on the top, on the house to reduce the temperature effect. Similar to that, mulch is like that one in the soil actually. Enhance microbial population that can help also because they decompose as organic matter that use the food for the microorganisms that will also increase in that way. And also produce the diversity and activity of microorganisms. Yeah. Minimum or zero tillage is being promoted, but not all farmers are adopting. But there are certain areas they are taking up. So that will be good in terms of preserving soil quality. And then minimum soil erosion. That is another thing. If you look at it, especially Munnar and the Ooty and other places, you have seen, especially on the slopes, they cultivate everywhere, and then all the soil comes down. So it's going to be very, very difficult to maintain agriculture in the slope, farming on the slope. So that is another important thing, control of soil erosion. And then if there is soil acidity or alkalinity or salinity, that we have to correct exactly to get that on. And maintain optimum soil fertility. This is where all your products and also fertilizers, nano-fertilizer, ordinary fertilizer, everything comes in to supply the adequate nutrients. You have to test the soil and then add the nutrients which are necessary for that one. And you can use your what you call biologicals to solubilize phosphorus or mobilize what you call the phosphorus and other nutrients. That's a possibility with that one. And then minimize the use of agrochemicals. All the purpose of your work is to minimize the use of fertilizers, pesticides, chemicals, and other things. That if your soil is healthy, the plants will be definitely healthy. The strong, healthy plants will survive better and then resist most of the insects attack and pests and diseases. So that's a relationship you have to realize on that one. What is the importance of the healthy soils? So it's increase the number, diversity, and activity of micro and macroorganisms. Because there's a living organism, they all survive very well in healthy soils. Supply of essential nutrients for healthier plant growth, higher yields, and also nutritional quality. Because getting a lot of yields and without much nutrition in it, it's not a good thing at all. So we also pay more attention now to nutritional quality of grains or any product, fruits, vegetables, everything. Okay? And also pesticide-free products if we can get it, that's important. Essential for productive, resilient, and sustainable agriculture in the long term. But if you want to maintain agriculture at the same level and keep on increasing the productivity, we need to maintain the soil health. That's very important. Protect the plants from soil pests and pathogens, and then help soil carbon sequestration. Because atmosphere contains a lot of carbon. Because all the pollution comes from the carbon dioxide, and whether soil and plants can absorb those things into the soil, certain microorganisms can do it. And if we can absorb the carbon into the soil, that will be much better for mitigate the climate change. That's another important aspect. Maintain environmental quality or farming or anything else. Healthy soils are important in maintaining the environmental quality. How is soil health connected to the human health? If you look at it, see, sir, we start with the soil health. If there are good to healthy soils, then we can produce, it increases the plant health and also productivity. So you get nutritious food from that one, quality and affordable food. The food has to be quality oriented, rich in nutrients, but at the same time it should be affordable to all the people. If it is very expensive, only a small population can buy it. It's not possible. So we have to produce more, enough so that the prices are kept at a level which all the people can enjoy the good food. Then when you eat good food, the farming also provides environmental health. It has to support the environment in such a way that we maintain a healthy environment. All these four contribute to the human health and productivity. That is how it is connected, all the things. Okay? So the biologicals are products derived from natural sources, such as living microbes, plant extracts, beneficial insects, all these things. They are often called probiotics for plants. We have probiotics for human beings, like curd and all the things are probiotics for our own health. So the biologicals are probiotics for the plants and crops. Okay? And uses, they are used to improve soil health, enhance crop growth and yields, and also control pest and diseases, insect pests and diseases. Biologicals play a critical role in promoting ecological intensive farming. Green revolution farming is not ecologically oriented. So what we need in the future is ecological farming. It has to be intensive farming to produce enough food so that we can feed the people, increasing population. So ecological intensive agriculture is possible only with the biologicals. So they can reduce the use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. It can help conserve environmental quality. It can promote healthier farming practices and safer foods. So those are important because when you apply a lot of pesticides, all the residues remain in the grain. That's the problem. So that is, all these things can be removed or reduced to a certain extent. It cannot be completely removed, but at least reduced with the use of biologicals actually. So what is the contribution of biologicals to soil health? First is the organic matter, decomposition of added organic materials. All the organisms in the soil, earthworms, all other things, other organisms, macro and microorganisms, they decompose like bacteria and fungi, break down soil organic residues to form humus. The formation of humus is very, very important in the process of decomposition of organic matter. The humus improves soil structure, water and nutrient holding capacity, and crop health and growth. So the humus is the final product, which is very important in organic matter decomposition. Nutrient cycling, it's also, soil microbes are involved in the nutrient cycling, promote mineralization of the organic matter, nutrient cycling, and release nutrients like NPK, trace elements, etc., that enhance soil fertility and crop growth. So enhance crops and nutrient use efficiency. Not only the microbes help in terms of supplying the nutrients from organic matter, it also helps increase the nutrient use efficiency from fertilizers or manures or anything you apply to the soil. That also, it does help increase the nutrient. See, in the case of nitrogen, only about 40-45% of the nitrogen applied is used by the crop. Remaining 60%, it goes into the water, rivers, everywhere, completely polluting there. So if you apply the biologicals properly, if the organisms are very, very, very active, then they can increase the efficiency up to 60%, nitrogen absorption by the plant. So that is another important thing. The blue-green algae can fix atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrate, that you know very well. It enhances soil fertility and nitrogen nutrition of crops. Azotobacter and the blue-green algae, there are so many together. Biologicals is contribution. Second part is enhancing soil microbial diversity. The diverse population, the higher the microbial diversity, or diversity in terms of even population, if you look at it. In India, the diverse population, diverse culture, diverse habits is a strength for the country. But if you want to homogenize everything, it's going to destroy everything. So the higher the diversity, the better the sustainability in terms of everything. So that is why we look at soil microbial diversity, or all the organism diversity is important. Adding biofertilizers, biostimulants to soils can increase numbers, diversity of beneficial microbes. Because there are microbes which are harmful. They can produce pest and diseases kind of thing. So in that case, we have to maintain the balance. The beneficial organism must be higher than the harmful one. They have to suppress the harmful one so that the beneficials can outweigh and then produce the benefits for the crops and plants. So a diverse microbial community promotes nutrient cycle, pathogen disease suppression, and soil health. And it supports natural food web and soil process, which you have seen earlier. It enhances soil ecosystem services. Soil has many ecosystem services, water purification, so many services are there. All of them are enhanced with the use of biologicals, especially. Soil health is important there. And then soil structure, mycorrhizal fungi and earthworms, they help improve soil structure, reduce soil compaction, enhance water infiltration, and also increase extensive root growth and root penetration. This is very important in terms of erosion control. So disease suppression, like the organism like Trichoderma and Bacillus species, they can suppress soil-borne pathogens by starving them of resources or by producing natural antibiotics and thus promote healthier plants, healthier crops. So this is how you can keep this, you don't have to take notes. You keep it and you can use it anytime and distribute to all your distributors so they can use it everywhere. Okay. So then the next is important thing, as I told you, is reducing the soil erosion. In this case, plants supplied with biologicals develop strong and extensive root system. So strong roots help hold soil particles together and reduce soil erosion. That's very important. That is why you plant trees, lot of trees. Natural ecosystem, the trees and the shrubs and other lower level organisms, they all together and they reduce the impact of heavy rains, and then erosion is reduced minimum. So that we have to do it in the farms also, along with the wind breaks and all those things we have to create. And then strong roots help hold soil particles together and reduce soil erosion. Reduced soil erosion preserves soil health and improves crop productivity. So it's all related to each other. Then the last point is detoxification of soil contaminants. Certain soil microorganisms can break down or immobilize soil contaminants such as heavy metals or pesticide residues in soil, thereby reducing their harmful impact on crops and the environment. Okay. So what is the contribution of the biologicals to crop growth? Biologicals such as plant growth promoting rhizobia, PGPR, you have it right in that one. So, and mycorrhizal fungi, they are used to promote crop growth, increase crop yield, and also crop nutritional quality. That's the main purpose of the biologicals there. Overall, if you look at it, I don't know to go through the details, biological overall benefits is the improved soil health, number one. That's important in terms of increased organic matter decomposition, better soil structure and porosity, enhanced nutrient availability, enhanced long-term resilience. There will be a lot of problems like, cyclones and other things. The soil has to come back actually, or heavy drought. Then when the rain comes, there won't be much organism there. So in that case, we have to add organism biologicals in such a way so the soil can come back when the rainfall is there. So that kind of thing. So the soil resilience is very important. Increased carbon sequestration from the atmosphere. Increased crop yields and crop nutritional quality, which you have seen already. Increased plant growth and better plant health. Reduced pest and disease pressure. We don't have to apply too many pesticides in that case. And then increased tolerance to drought and heat. Both biological bio-resistance and then abiotic resistance. Both are important. Minimal impact on agriculture, on the environment. This is the environmental quality. And then human health and environmental sustainability. Biologicals are generally safer for human health and the environment than chemical inputs. That's how we look at it, actually. So you have an advantage over the chemicals which are used in agriculture right now. So what are the types of biologicals? I have collected some of them. One is the bioferments and biols, the two of them. Bioferments are nothing but compost, vermicompost, nutrient-enriched compost, and animal manures, etc. It is organic material, and then it's applied to soil. But it's bulky in nature, so that you have to apply tons of them, 10 tons, 20 tons, something like that, to get the nutrients proper. It is important. And that is why farmers don't use it, because it's difficult to transport, apply such huge amounts. And biols is a fermented organic liquid containing effective microorganisms. They call it EM. I don't know exactly how they use it, but they use it as a spray for plants, crops on that one. Biofertilizers, this is where very, very important. So it can replace part of the chemical fertilizers. So it are microbial inoculants of algae, fungi, or bacteria, either alone or in combination of any of them. So there are biofertilizers that are nitrogen fixing, rhizobium species, azotobacter, clostridium, all those things you know better than me, so I don't have to list them actually. Phosphorus solubilizing, like the Bacillus subtilis, Pseudomonas striata, etc. And then phosphorus mobilizing, this is increases the plant roots length in relation to the length. Arbuscular mycorrhiza, ectomycorrhiza, etc. And then micronutrients, there are some organisms that can solubilize silica and zinc solubilizers, Bacillus species. And then plant growth promoting Pseudomonas and Pseudomonas fluorescens. So these are some of the various biofertilizers that I have collected. I hope you are working in all of them, right?
Yeah, we are covering most of
them. Okay.
And it's more than 3 decades.
Okay.
So I think we covered everything.
Okay. Good. Then the soil amendments. That is another important thing in policy. The humic and fulvic acids are used to improve soil structure. And then black peat powder. Peat you cannot get anywhere. Some of the, like Indonesia and other countries, they have a lot of peat. So they can, if you dry it, it cannot be used for agriculture. But make it into powder, and it contains the organic matter, and some of the organisms will be dead, but most of the organisms will be there. They are applied to the farming actually. So soil peat powder, rich in organic matter and microbes, and then if you can apply wet, it will be much better. Dry, once dried, it's not good at all. And then biochar, which is nothing but charcoal.
Peat is not much of a this thing of, for Indian farming.
No,
Not
nothing at all. Indonesia, they use it something
Yeah.
because they have plenty of it.
Plenty.
Indonesia, so they can use it. Biochar is nothing but carbon. So how do you use the carbon? Not ash, but carbon.
Carbon.
That's important actually. Yeah. So it is carbon rich and it's a porous material. It can.
Amongst biochar, the source of the plant material or source of the biomass, does it make any difference in terms of
Not really. Not really. What we need is the carbon.
carbon form?
Nothing else. But the nutrients, forget about it.
Yeah.
So the different types of plants, okay. But it has to be solid so that it can form the what you call solid carbon. If it is such a kind of leaves and other thing, it will burn into ashes. It cannot form carbon. That's the
Yeah,
problem. on that one.
finally, it's the method by pyrolysis only.
Pyrolysis, so then it's okay. Yeah, you can do that. Even then you can use powder carbon powder. You can make it that way. It's all right.
Even the most, what I find is these weed species also can be converted.
Can be converted into this one. Yeah, right. Similarly, the what you call water hyacinth, which is a terrible problem all over, and that can be used for this kind of thing.
Okay, so it means all invasive species can be converted into.
Yeah, it can be done. Yeah, it can be composted, and then we can produce methane gas for cooking and other thing, and then the residue can be used as a biofertilizer, or it can be like soil pyrolysis, and then converted to carbon. But plenty of the soil. It is creating so much problem in the rivers and the water bodies, and nobody is taking any of those things at all. So next we will look at it biopesticides. You have biopesticides, right?
Yeah, we have a
Okay.
good range of biopesticides.
So we are looking at some of the biopesticides derived from animals, plants, microbes, and certain minerals also used. So bacteria, there are two types, entomopathogenic and antagonistic. You know all of this, so I don't have to explain those things very well. And then either it can be parasitic nematodes, bacteria, parasitic nematodes, fungi also, and also viruses. Viruses, in the case of antagonistic, they use like a vaccine. So they deactivate the virus and then inject the same virus which causes the disease so that the plants develop the resistance. So that's the way they look at it.
Basically, most of them we were successful in commercially producing it, trying to move it from its natural habitat and then produce it.
Okay.
The only one problem is few of them are not that easy to be
I know. It's
brought
not
into
easy.
an artificial environment
Yeah, right.
and then sent back to augment the soil.
Yeah, I know.
Those are some basic constraints we are facing.
Okay.
Most of it, I think 70% of it, we were able to bring it, cultivate it, culture it,
Okay.
and then again introduce it back to its
Back to
ecosystem,
ecosystem.
trying to augment the ecosystem.
Okay.
But few of them are not fully
Are
successful.
not easy at all.
Mass multiplication is difficult.
That's right, yeah.
For example, this NPVs and all, we face lot of problems. And
Okay.
we had to, though at a small scale, most research institutes, they said, no, they are successful.
Okay.
At a large scale, we didn't find
Large scale difficult, right? Yeah. That is true. What are the application methods? Also, it can be seed treatment.
This is something very important. The mode of
application, yeah.
inoculation into the soil
Right.
is something that
It can be done through the dipping or spraying on the seeds. It's the best way to do it, in my opinion, because the seeds go into the soil and the organism can spread around the seed and they start germinating seedlings. So that's very, very helpful. They prevent root colonizing pathogens and they protect the crops in the early stages, seedling stage mainly. And then seedling dipping. You can take the seedlings and dip the roots into the biological solution. And then a soil application, of course, control soil-borne diseases and root pests. Mixing in irrigation water, I don't know whether we do it or not, especially in the drip irrigation areas, it can be added to the irrigation water, so it can go everywhere.
we are recommending.
Okay. And foliar spray, of course, which is when the plants are grown at a flowering stage or anything else, we need immediately, then This is the best way to give the organism to that one. Okay. The biopesticides. Next, we'll look at the biopesticides. So the advantages on the biopesticide is little or no toxic residues left. That's an important thing. When you apply chemical pesticides, it may last. It is also in the plant. We get the pesticide residues in vegetables and fruits and all the products. It is also staying in the soil for a long time. Whereas in the case of biological biopesticides, it lasts maybe a week or I don't know, better. It lasts a week or 10 days and then it disappears. So it's much easier that way. It decomposes quickly. So we can apply the biopesticides to vegetables like okra or anything else. And then within 2 or 3 days, we can harvest because the residue is not there. It's already done. So it's much easier. Whereas they apply, the problem right now is they apply chemical pesticides, all kinds of mixture of chemical pesticides, and then harvest next day. So we eat all of those things in the market, from the market. So that's the problem right now. And the biopesticides can help in that respect, definitely. The complex mode of action reduces the development of pest and pathogen resistance. That's an important aspect. Because when you apply herbicides or pesticides, we keep repeatedly applying, the plants resist, afterwards, resistance. So the chemicals will not work. Whereas in the case of biopesticides, the mode of action is very, very direct and specific, and it doesn't allow resistance to develop. That's an important thing. It's a very complex mode of action in that one. And then they are specific in their activity and target 1 or 2 small range of pests only. This is an advantage as well as disadvantage. The advantage is that it doesn't kill the beneficial insects and other things. But disadvantage, it cannot control many pests. Only a few pests can be controlled by biopesticides. And then is it easy to incorporate in the IPM, integrated pest management, because it is compatible with most bioproducts and also chemical pesticides. So what is the contribution to IPM? Biological, insect pest control, biopesticides, biological such as beneficial insects, nematodes, microorganisms are used to control pests. Reduced use of chemical pesticides, which is important. Like examples, Bacillus thuringiensis, BT, you have BT cotton, you have seen all the things. And then Vethaiya Balasubramanian fungi, both bacteria and fungi are using. Plant disease management, biological such as trichoderma and other fungi and bacteria are applied to control plant diseases. Less use of fungicides, particularly cultivation like grapes and other fruits is important there. Weed control, biological such as phytopathogenic fungi are used to control weeds. I don't know whether you have that
Amongst this, the biopesticides for insect and pest control and also fungi and bacterial pathogen and fungi, state has been very successful.
Very successful, very good.
In
weed control,
bioherbicides, I don't think we have gotten it.
Not yet, yeah. That's another area we should work on. Next, we look at biostimulants or plant conditioners. These are plant growth promoting. These are plant growth promoting products, and they don't contain any nutrients. They don't contain pesticides. They're only promoting the growth of the plants. And they do not contain living microbes. Is it true? I don't know yet.
This one point we are trying to correct. I think there's a lot of deliberation among the scientists and the regulatory bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Now they are going to include.
I think it's better because when I read that one, I was just surprised that it's not possible at all. Yeah. Okay.
And definitely those microbes doesn't have specific fungicidal or bactericidal action, but more of a stimulant, growth
stimulated, yeah, right.
They are included.
They can be included, right. Okay.
And I think a gazette notification has been issued to that effect.
Okay,
They're
very
going
good.
to include them.
Okay.
Am I correct?
It's correct.
Okay.
We already have a living microorganism.
Okay, very good. So beneficial bacteria, bacillus, all those things. I don't know how to read these things, so we can look at it. Beneficial bacteria, orthopolar mycorrhizal fungi, AMF, and then humic and fulvic acid. You use, right?
Humic and fulvic,
okay. Seaweed extract. Do you use seaweed extract?
We use, especially the red algae species, Kappa ficus, and also sargassum, brown and red algae.
Okay. Soluble chitin.
Soluble chitosan based products we
Chitosan you have.
We
Okay.
are having.
Okay. Silica based products any you have?
Silica based products, yeah, we did venture into it, but we
Not yet,
sort of not yet.
Okay.
Acceptability is only we found was its or rather its applicability was more for rice.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So we do.
Yeah. So these are the different ways the plant biostimulants help actually in terms of root structure and growth, nutrient use efficiency, increasing that one, and then disease tolerance, induced systemic resistance to biotic and abiotic stresses, and also stress tolerance and water use efficiency. These are different ways the biostimulants are used.
Few of this mode of action of biostimulants, we have sufficient scientific evidence to prove that.
To prove that one,
that
okay.
it triggers the plant physiological.
Okay, that's very good. Yeah. Okay. So, what is the way forward? Because we have done some of the things which you have discussed. What will we do next? The thing is, are biological the future of agriculture? Only thing is you have to think about it, whether it is going to be the future of agriculture or the other way. What are the challenges we face in terms of it? It's a limited shelf life that is the most important constraint, and then poor product quality assurance. Because if you take Tata product, you have certain assurance that you can get the right one. So I wish that a Stains product in biological should have the same kind of, the assurance, quality assurance, so that farmers can blindly buy that one. That kind of thing you should have, okay? And then variable efficacy due to varying environmental conditions. Because that is very difficult to control. Because in the lab it will work, in a controlled greenhouse it will work, but out in the field, where it works or not, you have to collect a lot of data. That's very important in that one. And then the cost-to-benefit ratio. That's very, very critical because farmers don't apply because they don't know whether it is going to give you additional yield and profit for them. So that's another important aspect you have to, incorporate in all your analysis and show the farmers that it is giving profit. At minimum 2 times, and then 5 times, 6 times, it will be much better. And then lack of awareness among farmers. Of course, not all farmers use biologicals, and then that is where is the difficulty. These are some of the challenges I listed out. There may be others also, but at least some of them. So what are the opportunities we have? The ongoing research must improve product stability and efficacy of biologicals. That's very important. And then technology advances can produce new and better bioproducts. Yeah, that's possible, like silica, we can use into. And then awareness creation through farmer education and training. Then after sales advisory and technical support to farmers. So these are some of the 4 aspects which you can work on if it is helpful. So that's all I have actually. So that's how we looked at it. Thank you.
Presentation from here. The key messages is essential resources, integrated resources. That is one important aspect we all have to take care of.
Okay.
The other thing I think what you touched upon was the ecologically intensive agriculture point, where that's there was a major drawback of the green revolution.
Yeah, right.
Those are some things I think Stains also. Being a leading manufacturing company in southern India and since 3 decades, they have invested a lot of time, money on research and developing technologies, product solutions, and creating awareness. The very concept selling started with Stains. Long, I think 3 days, my predecessors itself. We are all here today, very grateful to them also.
Okay, yeah, sure, of course.
Yeah. So I think on soil health and also in this thing with the environment, they were all conscious about it.
Yeah, okay.
And based on that only, actually Stains was able to develop so many products, a wide range of products. And today, as of today, our core expertise is biotechnology and fermentation technology.
Okay.
And mostly 70% or 80% of the research we sort of dedicate towards developing the eco-friendly products. Let it be plant extracts, biologicals, or mineral based. but most of them are driven towards it. We do have other products to supplement it, like the chemical pesticides and chemical nutrients, but they go sort of hand in hand.
Okay.
Now, coming to the World Soil Day,
Okay.
I think these days these occasions are coming now. Like, you have the World Food Day, you
Yeah.
have World Farmers Day, World Cotton Day,
Yeah.
and I think the day after tomorrow something is the World
That will
Soil
happen.
Day.
That's right.
Basically, the management felt that yes, we should take this occasion, and then we have to see that we ourselves how much we have achieved, how much else we have to achieve.
To go forward. Yeah.
Go forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and how should we intensify our products, processes, technologies, so that we be able to meet the requirements of the future.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
they are also diversing into different formats, types of formulations also, so that it becomes either easy to use for them, user friendly for the farmers also. At the same time, trying to see that it integrates well into their package,
Yeah. Okay.
not totally deviate from their package. We are trying to work in line with them.
Okay.
From as far as the research is concerned, still there are some traditional technologies which we felt we should clarify with you. For example, I would like to ask, still that gypsum technology exists. That's because it's one of the most cost-effective technology.
Which one it is?
Gypsum.
Gypsum. Okay.
Simple, but definitely, since long years together we are practicing. Our doubt is gypsum is excellent. It could be good for sodic soils. Is it as good as for sodic soil to the alkaline soil also?
It's mainly for sodic soils because it replaces the sodium with the calcium, and then the sodium sulfate is soluble and is taken away from the field. That's how it works actually. But for alkaline soils, no. We need acidifying materials to remove the alkalinity, to reduce to what you call neutral pH. You have to bring it because calcium cannot help. Calcium will increase the soil pH again actually. So gypsum definitely no.
Definitely.
Not alkaline soils.
Not for alkaline soils. It sort of mostly makes it the soil for as a neutral. Or for exactly, it's only for structuring the soil, loosening the soil. The compactness is reduced.
That's right, yeah. And the calcium also, I think gypsum also, they may be what you call making nano fertilizers on gypsum that can be used for calcium supply to plants. That's another way to look at it, so that it is small amount, not large quantity, they can spray and get it done, or they can apply to the soil in the beginning. So that's another important thing you have to look at is the future is going to be in hydroponics and greenhouse culture, especially in cities, around cities. For that, you need to get a lot of those things. Biological is important. So that's another area we can look at it.
The hydroponics, they are going up. The soilless cultivation.
Soilless cultivation or vertical farming, all those things are coming up. For those areas, because they are very intensive and they have to manage it very properly. And for them, it will be helpful, some of those things.
And for acidic soils, still it is the lime.
Only lime, nothing else actually. No. So far, nothing actually.
And those soils, like, where you have this red and laterite, which are so much rich in iron.
Iron soils, laterite soils is difficult to manage actually. It's very, very difficult because you cannot remove the iron easily. And then when you expose it, it will become hard. The laterites, all the laterite materials. So it will not become good soil.
No.
So it's difficult.
It's difficult to manage laterite. And as far as Coimbatore and these regions, it is mostly alkaline only.
It's alkaline, mostly alkaline. It's black cotton soils actually. It's all alkaline in that area. Anything else? All of you?
So we were touching upon a lot of soil microbes. Any suggestions? See, for example, if we look at the soil ecosystem, it is not only microbes. You have
There are so many,
fauna,
yeah.
macrofauna, and all.
Yeah, right.
But still, all industries, research institute, they concentrate more on microbes.
Microbes only, yeah, I know.
What about the others? The ecosystem cannot be disturbed.
That is why they have taken the vermicompost, which uses the, what you call, earthworms.
Oh yeah, one among them is earthworms.
That's right. That is how it is. All the organism has to be nurtured
Nurture.
because it cannot be microbes alone.
Anyone.
No. For specific areas like pathogen fixing, you can add microbes. The others cannot do it. But for overall health of the soil, all the organisms, they should be in balance. Including the, what you call the pathogen organism, that should be there. It has to kill certain organisms which can create problems for the plants. That's also there. So it has to be in balance, everything. But most of the research, like you told, is going on in microorganisms mainly. So not more than fungi or nothing. Even nematodes, they do it.
We have taken up a new line of product which is a beneficial nematode
Okay.
for the control of white grubs and most of the soil pests.
Okay.
I think someone can more elaborate on it. The product we have branded as Crown.
Okay, crown. Okay.
It is based on an entomopathogenic nematode.
Nematode. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which has a, there's a good association. The nematode and the bacteria has a
They are
symbiotic
associated.
association.
Okay.
And based on its association, when it sort of attacks the white grub, it
Okay.
sort of enters the hemocoel and paralyzes the nematode.
Okay.
The bacteria provides the nutrients required for the nematode,
Okay.
and the nematode proliferates.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Finally,
Okay. That's
yeah,
good.
So we have one beneficial nematode.
Okay. Good. Okay.
And that is apart from white grubs, I think we have the fungi for controlling a nematode, a parasitic nematode.
Parasitic nematode. Oh, that's good.
The other way also we have.
The problem is most of the hill stations, nematode is the problem because they keep cultivating the vegetable. That is where it should be helpful. If we can control the pathogenic nematodes, they can continuously cultivate. Otherwise, it becomes a problem for them, especially Ooty and that area.
It's a part of amalgamation group. To say about amalgamation group, we have around 47 companies and 50 plus manufacturing facilities, and these are all the few companies of amalgamation. The visionary of this started from Sri S. Anandrama Krishnan, who has started this business. And to start with our R&D center, totally we have 32 scientists at our R&D center, out of which 6 are doctorates, 20 masters, and 6 undergraduates. So as we discussed right now, we have products, we are working on products related to microbials, plant extracts, beneficial nematodes, etc. And we are working on the crop protection and crop nutrition. To say about our business segmentation, this is a broad range of business segmentation. We have presence in all the segments, starting from insect management, disease management, nematode management, biostimulants, biofertilizers. On the soil part, we have organic manures, we have micronutrient, water soluble fertilizers, wetting agents, and chemical fertilizers. So this is a broader way. Coming into the insect management portfolio, the top line which you see on the BioCatch, BioPower, BioMagic, these are all the beneficial fungi products which we are using for the control of insect pests. Like we have BioCatch, which is a verticillium lichen, which we are recommending it for the sucking pest complex. We have BioPower, which is Vethaiya Balasubramanian, which we are recommending it for chewing pest complex. BioMagic, which is for the hard-bodied pests like borers, hoppers, etc. And that's the product which we call it as Crown, which is an entomopathogenic nematode, which we are recommending for the all the soil pests. The concept is it creates a queue, it attracts the insects, it enters into the body and it proliferates and it releases the symbiotic bacteria. It kills the insects and it proliferates and it enters in the soil and multiplies in the soil. And we have plant extract based product. One is Livelihoods and Vethaiya, which is azadirachtin, which is a neem based product of various concentrations. Coming into the nematode segment, as you said, rightly said, it's a one bigger segment where lots of farmers are not identified because it's all under the soil and which is not visible to eyes and it's microscopic. And we We have Bionematon, which is a product, which is a microbial product, which is recommended for the management of nematode pests.
Okay.
So we are recommending it for hookworm nematode.
Mm.
We have tested it against various different kinds of nematodes, soils. And we have Biorub, which is a trichoderma.
Okay.
So it's a it works as a dual function. It has two functions. One has biostimulant property. It has a disease control property. Also, it has a nematode control property. So into the disease management segment, we have 4 products, which is all of microbial based. We have Trichoderma viridis, which is BioQF. We have Pseudomonas fluorescens, which is BioQB, and we have Sting, which is Bacillus subtilis, and we have Bioducon, which is Amphlomyces bispharis, which is for the powdery mildew management. This product actually we have label claim for even for grapes, bendy, cucumber, for lots of crops. To say about this genera, it is like 296 crops are infested across the globe by powdery mildew, and which consists of more than 75 to 76 crops. And it's the common species of Erythrithium which is attacking major one, and we have found that this product to be effective. Coming to the biostimulant segment, we have green miracle, which is an anti-transparent product. Seeing the abiotic stress management, we have a product for abiotic stress management, which works as both stress and anti-transparent activity. We have Pepto, which is a protein hydrolate based product. We have Modeling, which is a gene modulated product, which we have. It's a plant extract based product. We have Dr. Root, which is an oligosaccharides, and oligosaccharides based product, which we are saying in the presentation. And we have Phytovita, which is a vitamin based biostimulant product. Coming to the biofertilizer segment, we have individual microbes like N-fixing, P-solubilizing, and K-mobilizing microbe, which is Symbion N, P, and K. We have all those 3 in one combination, which is called as pro-nuclear transfer. Like we have 3 microbes in one product, and that is Growcare and Symbion MAM plus these 2 are all the arbicicular mycorrhizal fungi, which is the MAM which we have in our segment. And Growcare is a more concentrated form, like the Symbion MAM plus, which you see, it is a bulk form like 4 kg, 5 kg, which farmers estimate, whereas this is of 100 grams per acre is our recommendation. Coming into the last product, which you see, there is a Phylum, which is a patented biostimulant, which is like one of the most important organisms we have in our basket, which is a zinc solubilizing. Other than that, it solubilizes major 5 minerals. That's why the product is called as 5 minerals. So it is called as 5, which we have also got a patent. So a patented microorganism. Coming to the organic fertilizer segment, as you said, we have all the bulk organics starting from aluminum, which is a leaf cake. We have Apurvam, which is vermicompost, enriched vermicompost. We have city compost of EcoFriend. We have potash derived from rhodophytes. We have animal-based products, which is animal. And out of all the segments, we have also started a product called as fermented organic manure. Like to compensate all the bulk organic manure, we have launched an organic manure product, which is of 1 liter. Like of 25 kg bags, we are trying to give it through 1 liter of product, which consists of more than 40 to 45% of fermented plant proteins, 48% of organic matters. Fermented. And we have more than 15% of NPK in this product. So it's a completely like soil enrichment product what we have in our basket. Coming to next products, this is all like we have various micronutrient products based on the different state grades. We have different grades of fertilizers, which we call it as microfood. We have both in basal, foliar, and foliar applications, powder and liquid. And we have NutriFast and Hunch Plus. This is the latest products which we have. It's a 100% water soluble fertilizers. It's a combination of macro, micro, and secondary nutrients together. Complete. Like we have a complete package of products. This is like one common issue what every farmer faces, like the 100% spray of products or 100% utilization. So what we have done is we have developed a product called as Stanobit, which is a non-ionic silicon-based spreader. So adding a product towards any agrochemical, it ensures that the product is completely spread over the and this product also have a penetrant activity which ensures that it has good penetrant effect. Thus the agrochemical whatever we apply, it penetrates into the right environment or the right. So, and it can help in reducing the rain fastness effect. So it's a beneficial product which also reduces the water use and agrochemical uses for And this is the new products which we are going to launch in the latest coming years. One is an botanical based bacterial disease product which is under registration with CA. And we are bringing in first time there are lots of soil based products and we are trying to bring in a phyllosphere based product. So generally there are lots of products in the market is maximum of 3 microbes. So what we have done is it's a combination of more than 5 microbes in one product, which we are trying to launch in the coming years. It's all under the So you can
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. As we come to the end of today's enlightening session on this significant occasion of upcoming World Soil Day, on behalf of Stain's Center of Excellence and everyone present here, I take great pleasure in extending my heartfelt thanks to our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Vethaiya Balasubramanian Sir, a retired scientist from IRRI Philippines, for accepting our invitation to come here. Sir, we are deeply grateful for your time, effort and presence here today and for sharing your invaluable knowledge and insights with us on soil health management and role of biologicals, especially how soil health is linked to overall human health and how we should shift from chemical to ecologically intensive agriculture, and also how we are going to justify cost-benefit ratio for biological products. Sir, your profound expertise and passion for soil health have not only enriched our understanding but also inspired us to think and act more responsibly for the future of agriculture and sustainability. Thank you so much, sir. As a token of our appreciation, we would like to present you with a memento shield from Stains.
Thank you.
And it is a small gesture for our gratitude for your contributions and for making this event truly memorable. Thank you once again, sir, for gracing this occasion, and a big thank you to our audience as well for your active participation. Let us all carry forward the message of nurturing the soil for a better tomorrow. Thank you and have a wonderful day.